Hi, and welcome back to Armchair Pundits. As usual, you've got myself, James, you've got Daryl, you've got Leon. How you guys doing?
Not too bad, bro. Not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah,
I'm alright.
all good
We're
here,
not,
all good
we're not
this side of
talking
things.
we're not talking clubs teams today. We're talking England, but I was there at your stadium to witness the victory. I'll leave it there. It was nice. It was nice. Thank you guys for your hospitality.
Yeah, we was all
Thanks for your
there, and
hospitality.
yeah, let's
Find
say it
Tottenham always
was.
the gift that keeps on giving to everyone else apart from their own fans,
Yep,
But this show is about the England announcement, and we'll do some other shows following up on other squads that have been announced. So, without any ado, we will name the England squad and then we'll get into it after that. So, goalkeepers Pickford, Pope, Ramsdale. Defenders Trent, Conor, Coady, Dier, Maguire, Shaw, Stones, Trippier, Walker, Ben White. Midfielders Bellingham, Gallagher, Henderson, Mason Mount, Phillips, Declan Rice, and then the forwards, you've got Foden, Grealish, Kane, Maddison, Rashford, Saka, Sterling, and Wilson, Callum Wilson. So, before we get into dissecting it, is it a good squad?
it's got
Um,
enough.
Gone down.
It's got enough Premier League top-notch quality in there, I guess. I kind of laughing. I love how the way they put forwards, like forwards, and now include like midfielders.
Yeah, Gareth,
Attacking
Maddison.
midfielders.
Yeah, it's a joke because realistically, when you talk about forwards, there's only realistically two forwards in this team. Really, well, I suppose you could put
Two centre
Rashford in there.
forwards.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, two centre. There's four, I would say, but two centre. Sterling and Rashford who class as forwards. Kane and
yeah,
Wilson. The rest of
yeah,
them
But
not
then
exactly.
if you
really.
look
It's
at the
best.
other
Oh,
squads,
Phil
they've done the
Foden is
same.
though. Foden's a
The
forward
other
though.
squads, they've done the same though, with a lot of the
Yeah,
attacking. Because
it's weird.
you look at Brazil, you think they got 10 forwards in their squad, the way they put theirs up. So,
Yeah,
um, so I kind of get it, but yeah, anyone in the final third of the field is classed as a forward nowadays. So it is what it is.
yes. But yeah, overall, there's some real Premier League quality in there. Yeah, what can I say? The goalkeeper, the goalkeepers.
It's
We all
expected.
know.
It's expected free.
Yeah, that's the expected three. We all know who's going to start. And realistically, like I think that's more or less nailed on.
Mm.
The defense is obviously where we've got a lot of the controversy, which I'm sure we'll diverge into a bit later. I think the midfield's quite strong. There's a couple of surprises in there for me. And the front line, again, we all know who's going to be up front by himself.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of options, I have to say, in the final third in the forwards. There's definitely a lot of options, which is good for England, but it's the defense that's a real problem, really, if you're going to ask me anything.
Lee?
If I'm being honest, there's no real surprises in the squad for me. Everyone that you expected him to pick is pretty much there. There obviously are some contentious ones, which I would say is contentious due to fitness, lack of playing time, and form. But knowing how Gareth Southgate picks his squads, he often goes with tried and tested people
Yeah.
that he trusts, and very rarely deviates from that. Um, I'm sure most of the country is glad to see that Maddison made it because realistically,
Yeah,
he's been the most informed creative player or creative English player in the league this
This
season.
this
So,
year,
it,
probably not even the season. This
it,
year.
yeah, well, yeah, even from last season, yeah, you're right. So, to me, it was a no-brainer. He would have looked like a fool if he hadn't have picked him.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he said that he made the decision 2 months ago and blah blah blah. But
yeah,
let's
right,
be honest,
sure.
But
we
didn't
don't
put him
really
in the
know that
squad in
straight
Showing it.
away.
September.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly,
sure.
it didn't make sense, did it? But
The only,
yeah,
the,
no real
the only problem
surprises.
about
Go on.
the only problem around the Madison thing is, yeah, great. I'm glad he's made it.
Well,
Based on current form,
mm.
he needs to start. Like
Bro,
he's even,
well,
you know,
even if he doesn't, he needs to touch pitch, bro. He
Yeah.
needs to touch pitch because you know how it goes. Everyone's put the pressure on, Madison
Put
should
him
be there,
in.
should be in a squad. Is he going to play? Because let's be
I'm,
honest, the way
It should be.
Southgate sets the team up, this team is capable of going far into the tournament.
Yeah.
The defense is the weakest area by far of the team. But in the midfield and the forward line, I think that England can cause anyone problems.
But where do you play him,
is
though?
how Gareth Southgate sets up. But that's the thing. You're saying we know that Maddison is a number 10. He has to play in a number 10 role. If England are in a game where they expect to be winning, which the group stage games, they should be thinking we're gonna go and try and win those games, not soak up pressure and try to be cautious. But England's going to do that. They always do, especially under Southgate. But realistically, he needs to be in a number 10 role. And
do you think he's got it in him to play 4-2-3-1? Because if it's a number 10, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1.
You mean Gareth Southgate?
Yeah, because we know he's a 4-3-3, or he's a 3 at the back or 5 at the back with 3 up top. So a 3-4-3. It's a 4-3-3 or 3-4-3. That's what he does. So
for me,
is he going to change and make it a 4-2? Because to get him in there to play in his natural position, you've got to play 4-2-3-1, in my opinion.
Well, is a 3-5-2 with one behind, 2 up top, but he doesn't really play that either. So you can't really. That would be, if you're going to play 3 at the back, it would be better to have the 3-5-2 with especially when there's so much issue about the defensive side of certain players like Trent, defending, and even Luke Shaw at times. He's better as a wing back than he is as a left back. But realistically, he likes to play 3 up top. He likes
Trent's
to have
not going to start though, by the way. Trippier's going to play. Trippier's going to start anyway. I'd be surprised if Trent plays a game that is meaningful. Trippier will play right wing back.
If you look at the defensive,
right wing back instead of Trent. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, sure, we'll start left wing.
It makes sense based on form, though. Trippier deserves to be starting.
Yeah, he does. You can't deny that.
If you look at the defensive selection, it suggests that he's going 3 at the back.
There's no pace though.
But
apart from Walker, I guess Walker's the guy to buy him out.
This is the thing.
You can afford to have pace with 3 at the back.
And I said no pace. You mean you can have no pace?
Yeah, you can afford to have no pace with 3 at the back.
Hmm.
That's what you can do. You just got one of the players who will just drop and sweep.
You can afford to have no pace when you're Chiellini, Bonucci, and Barzagli, but not when you're Maguire, Stones, and boy, whichever.
It'll be Walker. I think it'll be Walker, Maguire, and Stones. I think that'll be the 3. Walker, Maguire, and Stones. I think will be the first choice.
Maguire, Stones. Okay, Leon, you're saying Maguire. Well, you're definitely saying Maguire and Stones.
Who you think is going to be the 3, James?
Walker right, Stones central, and Maguire left.
What you think? Do you think Kyle Walker's definitely going to be fit?
He's in the squad, so I'm guessing he think he's going to be fit. Otherwise,
Kyle Walker's that would be players.
Are we saying who we would or who we think Southgate's going to?
If they're fit, that's his back 3. If they're fit,
we're talking Southgate, Leon. We're talking Southgate.
Yeah. So realistically, it's going to be Walker.
Because if it's what I thought, then there's a couple of players missing from this squad. Personally, yeah.
Tomori, fair enough. I feel sorry for him because the red card he got against Chelsea at San Siro was not a red card. It really wasn't a red card, so that messed him up because that was when he was all eyes were watching him, and then in the other game they played, he wasn't great in that game, but it's just like in Italy he's been really good, and then you look at it,
Italy. And all last season he's been amazing in Italy, and all last season he won the title.
Title winners.
He was key to that as well, and like for him to not even get even a look in. It's an absolute joke.
For me, he should be there for Coady.
I'd argue that he's probably, at the moment, currently the best centre-back for England. He's the best English centre-back there is, personally, at the moment.
Probably.
Well, he's saying that he's out of form, but, I mean, some people might say...
They're all out of form.
But he's not better than Tomori at defending. He's a good leader, and he's going to be someone that will
A good
help
traveller.
with squad morale and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But you could
Everyone's
arguably
talking.
say that Tarkowski's been a better defender than Coady this season when
That's
I've
another
seen him
good
Yeah.
one.
play.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everyone's on the Conor Coady hype because he's gone to Everton and he's done amazing. He's got discarded by Wolves, gone to Everton on loan, and he's doing great jobs at
And
Everton. And
Wolves
Everton
are trash.
and Everton, yeah, and Everton's been good. So that's what. But he's he's nothing special.
He's a
And
basic centre back. Let's just put it that way.
and
He's a
and the
basic
worst
centre
thing
back.
is,
Premier League centre
like,
back.
you've got other players just as good as Conor Coady
Mm.
in that squad already. And one thing you haven't got as in a centre back is any pace, apart from Kyle Walker, who's, like you said,
He's not
injured
fit.
and not going to be fit straight away.
I guess Ben
Although,
White's not slow. I wouldn't say he's super quick,
uh,
but he's not slow.
why? Okay, Ben White.
If
Why
you've
is Ben
got
White?
if you
Why is Ben White in
if
there?
you've got Mbappe running
Because
at
he,
you, bruv,
yeah,
Ben White ain't stopping him, fam.
yeah, but bro,
Why is Ben White in there?
only person that's stopping Mbappe realistically as a right-sided player is Walker or Reece James. No one else has got a chance that
Yeah.
would put an English. Well, Gomez might have, but Gomez was probably likely to make a mistake if unfortunately to say, at the moment he probably would be. Talent alone, he's probably better than all of them, but he just hasn't had the games to actually
So
iron out errors.
So Ben White's in there because he's been informed for Arsenal playing at right back. And I know if
But
he's a back,
I'm
I know
not
if he's a
mad
back
at that.
three, I know if he's a back three, he's going to probably play the
Yeah,
right side
to cover
of the
Walker.
central. Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's a complete different position.
But he knows the role because he did it. He knows it from playing it with Yes, it was almost a season and a half ago now, playing at Brighton. But he did it at Brighton, so he knows. It's not like he's going to be learning and playing a completely different role.
We're talking about World Cups, bro. You got to go into World Cups with your
Mm.
best players in their best positions, not going to World Cup to coach or remember or
But effectively, he's
redevelop.
playing out of position now, Daryl. Right now, he's playing out of position.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be hard for him to
But-
adjust to
but-
play as a centre back because that is what he
But that's-
what he naturally plays. And I'm telling you, and you should know as someone who's probably played both roles as well, that playing right back and playing centre back are two completely different jobs. It's harder to play right back than it is to play centre back.
So I don't think it'll take him that long to get back into I'm a centre back again, and he'll probably prefer it. He'll probably raise his level. He's a good player, so I'm not mad at him being there.
No, I don't disagree with him
Guéhi,
being there. I don't disagree
is
with
it
being there.
Guéhi? I'm not sure how you pronounce it fully. I think
That was all.
it's an interesting Guéhi. He's been in and around, and then he just got dropped.
Yeah,
and then,
it was always a bit of a push. Southgate being who Southgate is, we knew it was coming, man. Like why is Maguire there? Let's be honest. Why is
he's never let England down? That's why.
What's that got to do with
never
it?
let him down.
He's not playing.
He's now,
bro.
Well, I suppose Varane's injury
he's playing now.
has saved him. I guess Varane's injury
There's
has
a
saved
Playing
him.
every other game at the moment.
In all fairness, as much as we are kind of onto Southgate about some of these lack of match fitness and potential injured players being picked, a lot of teams have done it. A lot of
they always do though.
Managers have done it. They've taken a risk because they know realistically if the player isn't fit, they can just replace him because they've got that dispensation, haven't they?
Yeah, you got a free extra in it now.
Yeah, you can bring.
That's like Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips has played 1 minute of Premier League football. I think 53 minutes altogether.
Because even if he's fit, he's not going to be ready for World Cup football in that heat.
Yeah.
All of that,
He's not going to be up to speed. So if you're what's his name, James Ward-Prowse, you're thinking I'm playing every single week. Yeah, he's in a struggling Southampton team at the moment, but this guy's a
different type of player though. Different type of player though, isn't it? I think he's there for his role of what he does.
Then if Weston, who will replace him realistically? And I guess then there's no one else. No one else in England that can actually replace him.
Basically, you got Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice as
the holders.
Your holding midfielders.
No, Henderson plays holding for. Henderson plays about 6 for us as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but he plays as a 6 or 8. Really, that's it. He doesn't. Jordan Henderson's not a sitter, as you know, because when Fabinho's out and he goes to play there, it's not the same. But it's not the same.
Some people argue that it's better But that's another story anyway.
Yeah,
That's
but they're
another
obviously
story.
moving
Currently,
on.
that's another story. But
Mm.
midfield wise, Bellingham sure starter has to. The way he started the season to
Bellingham's
Bellingham
got to
and
start,
Rice.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, Bellingham. Like if anyone, if anyone's a guaranteed banker to start, it's got to be Jude Bellingham, like without doubt. He's the best midfielder in that squad right now. Simple.
He's the most talented by far.
Oh yeah,
And realistically, Declan is also a sure starter. He's a sure thing
yeah,
because he's
yeah. That's
not
He's
not
proved
just
himself.
because of he's proved himself, but he's the only one now. He's the only
Yeah.
yeah,
genuine
Henderson's
holding
dropped off now,
midfielder.
innit?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
holding, yeah. In terms of holding,
So
yeah.
that's definitely two of the midfielders that start, and I'm sure he's not going to go with two in midfield. I'm sure he's going to go with three, but that's definitely those two start 100%.
But he's been going with two as of late, and then bringing on a third one later, which was usually Mason Mount.
Mm.
But then you can
I think
argue,
it just depends on what type of game they're going to be involved in. Because let's be honest, again, the group stages, it's a group that they would always fancy themselves to go and win all three
If
games.
if
yeah.
if
But
they go to win them, that's the thing. If he goes at it,
yeah,
Now he will.
he's
What they got Iran first. He will.
well, you
they
hope
have
so.
to. They have to. They have to really.
Conor Gallagher though, I think that was a nice little take. I think he has the potential to be a little bit of a surprise package
That's what he said
in
about him,
midfield.
innit? He said that you have players that look good, but then when you look at them, they don't really attack, they don't really defend, and they don't really press. And he's like, well, he does all of them.
Mm.
So in a
Yeah,
tournament like this,
you
you
saw
can throw
him.
someone on that's going to be the full package.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
it's, he's not top level, but I guess in a tournament, when we look at it
You never
properly,
know. Yeah, you
but,
never
I mean,
know.
right now he's
He's
not
young
top
as
level,
well, so
but he's playing often for Chelsea, which is a good sign, even though they're not greatest at the moment. But what we often forget is when you look at other international teams, some of the players that actually play really consistently aren't the guys that you sit and think, no, they're playing for the top clubs in Europe. They're playing at 7, 6, 7, and in a World Cup, sometimes you need your midfielders to play at 7.
But
yeah.
isn't that like Mason Mount at times though? You'd say
Yeah,
he's
but he has 7,
Yeah.
then he has 9s. Mason Mount. He'll have a game where he'll score a banger or he'll make a deep run, and then someone will get a goal off of what he's done. So it's going to be interesting to see who he picks more. I believe it'll be Mount more, but it's 5 subs now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Conor Gallagher is
That's
an
the
energy
key.
bunny,
And
isn't it? He's an energizer bunny.
the one good thing is that they do have many options that they can bring on because of the 5 subs. So I mean, you look at the forward line or the forwards or people that are classed as forwards. We're talking about Maddison playing number 10, but you've got Foden who
Yeah, would
has
probably
been
want to
on
play a
fire
10.
this season, and to me, Phil Foden playing out wide is a waste. It's for England anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
It's a
Does he
waste.
start though? When you got Saka, because they're going to play a 3 up front, so you can argue that right now Rashford's in better form than Sterling, but he trusts Sterling, so Sterling's going to play left.
It's going to be
Kane
Sterling.
right.
Sterling
I'm
might
centre.
not start though.
I think he will. He trusts him.
Yeah,
Sterling
it's
scores for England. Whenever he needs goals, it's Sterling or Kane.
and he likes the relationship between Kane and Sterling as well. I think it's going to be Kane, Sterling, and Saka for me personally.
See, a lot of people are saying, how can you go to a World Cup and not start Foden? He's England's best
To
player.
me, I don't think you can. I don't think Foden should be touching bench at all in the World Cup.
It's the
In
formation,
my
isn't it?
opinion, but I'm not the manager.
Like you said, if that's the case, you're gonna have to play Sterling out wide, and like you said, it's a waste. It's a waste.
Foden out wide.
Foden out wide,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Foden out wide, and it's a waste.
Yeah.
So then maybe he has to go to a 4-3-3 against Iran. Does he really need a back 5 against Iran?
You
First
shouldn't
game?
do.
You don't need a back 5 against that whole group stage, mate. But
exactly.
but it's Southgate. Is he really going to
You know,
change?
but exactly, and he's gonna got to get the
In that first
practice
game.
in.
Yeah.
Go get the practice in. Go make sure we're ready to play this formation later on in the tournament, and he's all about.
There's no warm-up games,
preparation.
innit? There's no warm-up game.
No.
So
No,
what?
there isn't.
Premier League finishes on Sunday. Then they fly out on Monday. They probably won't do their first training session till Wednesday. So then they play the coming Monday after that. So they get 4 training sessions before the game. It's not much.
Yeah, how much
It's
now?
not much. So he's going to go with what he knows. I'm not expecting
Yeah,
any surprises in that game.
that's like the squad, though, isn't it? He's gone with what he knows.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
But apart from, he actually went for Maddison. A lot of people were like,
But
he
the
might not
pressure
do
was
it.
too.
He
The
might not
pressure
do
was
it.
too much. The pressure was too much for Maddison because Maddison's form spoke for itself. Like you said,
well,
he would have
same
had
with
egg on his
Jack
face if he
Grealish.
didn't take him.
Yeah, but I think he's going to get the same treatment. Maddison has to do what Grealish did. Grealish actually earned his starts in the end because when he came on, he was effective. So
He caused
Grealish is
problems.
so Maddison is going to have to do that, and all signs show that he can at the moment. But it's whether he's going to be timid because
Mm.
he's been out so
It,
long. Is he gonna go there and say, you know what, cool, I'm going to play like I'm playing for Leicester. I'm going to shoot when I want to shoot, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and then be me. Is he going to be brave enough to do that? He's a confident
well,
guy, but it's different.
it's funny because that is one of the things that Southgate was saying in his press conference was that Maddison was being picked, like his ability to score from long range is going to be key against teams that play with a low block.
Hmm.
So he's factoring it into his
This is
perceived
fair play for
decision
that.
making,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah,
But as you said, there's a lot of men who, in the Premier League or for their clubs, they play one way and then they get to England and they get shot shy or just
yeah.
talent
Give the
shy
ball to
because
Harry Kane. Give the ball to Harry Kane. Give the
they
ball
don't
to Harry
feel like
Kane.
they don't express themselves.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Grealish, a bit of an interesting one. Grealish hasn't been on the greatest form this season.
Now, this season, 2022, or since he joined
Um,
City.
and possibly you'd argue that Bowen's. I know he hasn't been as
He
on
hasn't had a
fire
good
as he
year
was
though.
last season.
Yeah.
No,
He
he
hasn't
hasn't
been
been
So
on
so
fire as
good
he was
good.
for
last.
West Ham this season.
But
Yeah.
but would you say he could have edged Grealish out?
Nah.
No, the reason why Jack Grealish is in the team is because if you still look at the makeup of this squad, there aren't a lot of players that put teams on the back foot, that are able to
Yeah.
put teams on the back foot. Jack Grealish can take people on.
Mhm.
Sterling can do it, but he's not really shown it as much with Chelsea as he did with City. Marcus Rashford could also do it, but he has, again, because of the way he's been playing or the role he's been playing for Man United, he hasn't shown it as much. But Grealish, as soon as he gets the ball, the other team is on the back foot, and realistically,
Yeah.
he's one of the guys that can do that. So even if he doesn't start, he's someone that you can bring on and cause a problem, and put teams under pressure. So I think that's the reason why it's gone with him.
Not
And
only
if you
that,
think about who's been missed out, who else is there that can do that same or provide that same kind of excitement or ability to change a game?
it's not just that though. How do England score goals? Let's be honest. Set pieces.
You can say set pieces, yeah.
Set pieces, and he wins free kicks
It is-
galore. So he's going
Without
to be winning
Grealish
free
get a
kicks.
set piece, yeah.
Yeah, not just it's there, isn't it? He'll win free kicks, and
And
these
now they
these
have
tournaments,
three
it's gonna
players
be
who can legit actually
exactly,
score from free kicks.
exactly. So it's a smart choice in that regard because the referees are going to be softer than they are in the Premier League, so you probably win even more free kicks in
It's a good
important
shout.
areas. So I'm happy. Obviously, he's a Man United player, so but Rashford, because I remember at the beginning of the season, I was like, okay, this guy's in my fantasy football team. I actually brought him in early, and I thought I just had a feeling he was going to have a good year, and he didn't. He didn't start the season on fire, but he's gradually, as he's got fitter, got better, and I think he's fully deserved his spot because he's doing what I think he'll do what Sterling used to do and be a lot more direct, which is what he needs to do.
They need that. They need the pace. They need pace. So having Rashford there makes sense. And he has started to look better now that Ten Hag's kind of got him back to somewhere near what we thought Marcus Rashford, or we know what Rashford is capable of. So I think it's good that he's shown some good form going into the tournament, because there's quite a few players that may not be in the best form, as you said. Grealish, Maguire, Calvin Phillips hasn't even played. So realistically, it's good. Even Sterling's not really been on form, but as you said, he's a favourite of Southgate, so he's likely to play.
I hope Wilson gets minutes at some point. I hope you just don't see Harry Kane playing every single minute of the World Cup.
Harry Kane ain't coming off.
The thing is, right, and the thing is that the fact that you're even thinking that is the actual problem, because
I'm thinking it
there's
because
times, like even in the Euros, there was times where Kane was just awful, and you kind of feel you need to bring someone else just to change something.
When we're at Tottenham, you've heard me say it. You've heard me say it. Kane needs to come off. Kane needs to come off because he's not performing. He's not doing his thing. Sometimes I say that, and then he'll get a goal, and he'll be like, "Wow, there you go."
That's why you don't take him off.
And that's why you don't take him off. We needed a goal yesterday against Forest, and he got taken off, so that was a surprise. So,
well, your manager said your manager said his fitness. He's worried about his fitness. Yeah, I didn't watch it, so I thought he was injured. I was like, is this another injury for England going into it? But I think Callum Wilson, he's on form as well, which is good. He's actually scoring goals right now.
He's injury prone. He could get injured from just taking a walk down the street, mate.
No, I'm glad for Callum Wilson because he deserves to be there on form. Obviously, a bit of a shame for Ivan Toney. But I could see it coming that he wasn't going to make it.
You knew.
But they're going to.
Tommy didn't even touch pitch. Exactly.
But they're going to a tournament where they can win on penalties, and you don't take the best penalty taker
in the country,
in the world.
And then you could even say poor Tammy Abraham. I know he ain't been on form.
He actually scored this week as well. He probably thought, yes, I finally scored.
But realistically, the two best English forwards on form
are
there.
So you can't really argue with that, to be honest with you.
No. And they're not blessed with super duper nailed on options. Let's be real.
Yeah. James, you were saying before about Tyrone Mings being in every England squad up until this one.
It's harsh looking at it that way, but he doesn't deserve to go, in my opinion.
No, he doesn't deserve to go at
all.
And the joke is, I thought that he was picked. I don't know why, but in my head, I thought that he was going, and I was going to argue, why is he going? I was going to say someone else should go be going instead of him. And then I looked at the squad again. I was like, oh, he's not even there. All right, cool. Then I can't say nothing. However, Eric Dyer's there, innit? And I don't even want to talk about this guy. Even as a Spurs fan, I'm just like, I'm done.
James was like, obviously, James is arguing earlier on today when I was discussing with him. He's arguing that he would have Gomez in there.
Yes.
And how the combination
who's made more mistakes?
Here we go.
Dyer and
Maguire's mistakes compounded together doesn't touch Gomez.
Listen, Gomez had a horrific 45 minutes. Yes, horrific 45 minutes against Napoli, and he gave away the penalty against. We won 1-0 and they missed. I think West Ham. But he's made.
He also gave away the back pass. You remember that too?
Yeah, but the thing is, in a back three, I think he gets a bit more. But Maguire's done worse than that this season. Mings done worse than that. So
Dyer's done worse than that.
Dyer's done worse than that. Dyer gifted Salah a goal the other day on Sunday.
Talking of which, let's just backtrack to that. That's not the first time he's gifted Salah a goal either, bro.
No.
What days? Like I saw the other footage where he set Salah up again. Man's assisted Salah out here for free, bro.
Thank you.
Not for the first time.
But listen, I know he doesn't. Gomez probably doesn't deserve to be there, and I'm not going to sit here and say he should be in that. But my argument is, there's guys that are there that have probably had they've played more games and are actually in rhythm. And they're making worse mistakes than he's making, and he's not in rhythm. So as much, I don't know.
This is crazy. This is crazy that we're actually here discussing like Dier, Maguire, Conor, Coady, and we're all saying how potentially these guys don't deserve to be there. There's 3 men that we're saying that to, and we all agree that Tomori should be there, but he's not. It's crazy, boy. I don't know. Three lions' lives don't matter or something. I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting anyway, because I expect them to top their group, and I probably expect them to get to at least a semi-final.
I was gonna say predictions.
Semi-finals.
What's
Wow.
your predictions?
Listen, they've got to the semi-final last World Cup, and they got to Euros of the. Yes, a lot of the Euros was not a lot of. All but one game was in England for the Euros, so they were home bankers. But
it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Do you know what it's gonna come down to? It's gonna come down to how they do in the group stages and where they finish. Whether they finish runners up or whether they top the group. Now, if they top the group and they like they should do, then they could potentially have a good run to. I say quarters personally. I can't see them making semis.
Yeah,
I think that defense is too suspect. And when you come up against the bigger teams, and there's some big teams in this World Cup, I think they'll come unstuck. Personally,
there's a lot of storylines in this World Cup as well. Like Ronaldo potentially put it's going to be the last World Cup unless a miracle happens. Messi potentially last World Cup.
Hopefully Messi wins it, and then he gets solidified as the GOAT.
Boy,
well, I just think
another debate that we can have later on. But no, I'm going with quarterfinals. I can't see them getting further than the quarters. If I'm being honest,
we'll learn
everything else. Nah, can't see it.
We'll learn what we need to learn.
So quarterfinals. So last 16, I'm looking at it now. So if last 16, they will play the winner from Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, or Netherlands. So if Mane makes it, with all due respect, it'll be Senegal or Netherlands.
If they finish second, is that?
Yeah, so we want. Yeah, one of the. I think they'll be top
one.
2. Yeah,
and then the next in the quarters is potentially France and someone else.
Yeah, France. So group winners could then face champions France in quarterfinals, and I don't know. France have not been good this year, or this last year. We know their squad is just stacked, but they are missing. Now they've got a new young midfield. Their midfield was strong and experienced. Now you've got Paul Pogba that's not there, and I think he's got more caps than all the midfielders that have actually currently got on his own that go in there. Kante's gone.
Yeah.
Kante was their glue. It was their water carrier, was everything for them. So he's not there. So now Tchouameni, who's the new rising star of midfield, because Camavinga, I'm pretty sure Camavinga's there, but I can't see him getting major minutes. It'll be Tchouameni. So Tchouameni and Rabiot in midfield, is it enough for France? Are they ready?
Why are you talking about midfield, bruv?
Yeah, we know the attack.
Conor, Coady, Dier, Maguire.
It'll be Walker.
That's all you have to say, bruv.
Walker will track him. He'll run with him. He'll run with him, looking at him. Bruv, he said it himself. He said the hardest person he had to play against was Walker. He said Walker's a machine. He said no point trying to run past him. You can't do it.
Inform fit Kyle Walker, not Kyle Walker.
Yeah, they'll probably give Walker the little games to get to the knockouts, innit? And because they obviously they believe they're guaranteed to get knockouts, then he'll be fully fit by then. But yes, obviously Mbappe can finish anyone. But you just never know. It's cup football, man.
You're saying semis, we're saying quarters. That's it.
But who can they face in the semis? Let's have a look. Oh, Belgium or Portugal?
If they can't get Belgium, they're just going to lose because of the fact that Belgium always have England's number. Always.
Let me
second will be Spain, Germany, or Brazil if they come second in their group. If they win it, Belgium or Portugal.
Let me drop a little one on you. Yeah, don't think Portugal are guaranteed to be getting out of their group stage.
Yeah, no.
They've lost
Jota.
Group, bruv.
They've lost Jota.
Jota.
Jota the Shotter.
That's a tough group, bro. Ain't no joke in that group.
It's good though, to be fair.
Squad does look good.
Yes.
If they start slow,
it's better for the first time in a while.
If they got is it Ghana first match? Portugal.
I'll have a look. Karen, I'll have a look.
I'm pretty sure it's Ghana first match.
They've got Ghana and Uruguay, isn't it?
Yeah, Ghana, Uruguay,
and
South Korea. Son.
Son might
with his
well,
with his,
yeah.
with his eye socket.
Yeah.
Is he going to be able to play the first game of the eye socket?
I don't know.
Are you worried
play
about
him
that though?
after.
Him actually going there with it and potentially being out for a bit longer.
No,
As long as no one pokes him in the eye, it should be fine.
he's had a little rest now. He's recuperating hopefully. They play with a mask in it, so it should
Yeah,
be fine.
Portugal got Ghana. You're right. Portugal got Ghana.
Yeah, if Portugal don't start correctly in that game, Ghana could cause them big problems, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys say semi-final. You guys say quarterfinals. I'm not saying they're going to, but they can.
Right, you seem
That's
can.
your
very
prediction,
confident, bro.
bro.
Yeah,
What's your
I think they'll get knocked out in semi-final.
Okay, fine.
Okay, well, thanks for today, guys. Like we said, we'll do some more squads next week, and probably some more interesting squads. In fact, Brazil, France, Germany, Argentina. Yeah, so we'll have fun with those ones.
That German squad's looking tasty.
Hey, they brought back Goetze for the first time in 5 years.
Yeah. So we'll come to that.
That's going to be interesting. But yeah, cool.
Actually, I got one question.
Go on then.
About England still. Did they top the group?
Yeah.
Leon?
Yeah. They better, man. Jeez. They better.
They're not going to batter teams. They're not going to win 2-0, 3-0 in each game. But I think they'll do enough to beat each team. Yeah. There'll be like 2-1s, 1-0s. I think they'll beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
it all depends on Kane. If Kane scores in the first game, then from open play, if Kane scores in the first game from open play, then it's a good start for them.
What's Kane scoring got to do with it?
Kane's the only one who can lead them to the World Cup. If Kane doesn't score the goals, then England got no chance. Yeah, England got no chance. They need Kane to score. You can as much as we like Wilson, he's not going to trust Wilson to replace Kane.
I'm not saying that's the case, but Kane does more of a role now where he's not only the goal scorer, he can be the architect as well.
And what's that done for them in 2022? They got relegated. They got relegated, bro. They got hammered by Hungary. So they need Kane.
Big nation to get relegated as well from that UEFA Nations League, the top tier anyway. So
yeah. Okay. Well, thanks guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Catch you later.
Take care.